Yo guys, how's it going? 33 and third RPM here, back here for the second Black Keys album review. Today we are checking out the 2014 project titled Turn Blue. Ooh, trippy cover. So, I picked this album up because I had their last album which I reviewed, Brothers, and El Camino before that, and I had been listening to some of their older stuff, like The Big Come Up and Thick Freakness, and I was like, oh, maybe I'd like this project, it's coming out, it's new stuff by a band that I like, pick it up. And I was honestly pleasantly surprised. Now, it's not a fantastic album, but it's not a terrible album either. I've seen a lot of people, or I know a lot of people that have really criticized this album, they don't really like it. I think it's awesome. So, let me just show you quick what's in the record before I talk about it. So you got this cover on here, and on the back it's the same thing, but you got the track lists in there, and a little bit of information in the barcode at the bottom. So one of the cool things that Black Keys do is with all of their, at least new record releases, vinyl releases, they give you a CD and a poster. So Brothers, I got this huge poster that's right up here, and then for this Turn Blue, it's actually a giant poster of this album cover. It's right up here. So one day I'll show the giant wall of all the posters I've gotten from albums. So on the inside here, it's got a very same stylized cover. It says Turn Blue. On the back here, still sticking to that color scheme. It's got some album credits on there. Check that out. Some track lists and some sides. Now, this record is incredibly warped. It was really warped when I got it. You can see that. It's not a... It's really curvy. It still plays, but, I should probably get a new one, especially since these are pretty cheap. So it also does come with a CD, very basic CD, no booklet or anything, just a little sleeve that looks like the front cover, and then it, CD. So that's cool, because I can rip the music onto my computer instead of having to download it, which, takes a lot longer. So, I think this album has a really solid intro, just like with their last album, Brothers. This starts off with a 7-minute track, Weight of Love, which I think is an awesome intro. It comes in this really smooth and chilled out guitar riff that, guitar solo, which lasts for about a minute and a half, which I love. And it goes into this really slow bass line and a little bit of guitar that comes in, which builds up all the way to these really big sweeping choruses. This album is very, very psychedelic and very lo-fi compared to like the stomping, rollicking choruses of stuff like El Camino or the punchy guitars in that album, or even some of the grungier stuff they've had from the past. This is kind of a new sound for them, but I still think it fits the band, especially Dan Auerbach's vocals. Next is on this album is In Time, which is the second track. I think this is an awesome song. It starts off with this little clicking noise. I'm pretty sure they're claw bass, but don't quote me on that. And then it goes into these verses, which I'm not too big of a fan of, but the chorus here is awesome. It's got this really catchy chorus with this really nice way that Auerbach kind of flows his words over it and rides the beat, which I know is like a rap term, but still I think it really works here, especially for this this punchier song on here. There's only a couple like really punchy songs that had this this driving beat through them. A lot of them are more laid back, like I said, like a psychedelic style, but I still think this is a great track. Next on here is the hit smash Fever. This is track number 4 on here. Fever is a good song. It can be a little annoying sometimes. It's about 5 minutes, and it has this synth line, which is very distinctive. It's da 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 da, and it repeats for the entire song, and it's a very good song. It has a catchy chorus, but if you listen to background stuff, you're gonna get really annoyed at this, I think, after a while, especially if you listen to this song a lot on repeat, kind of grates in the ears after a while. So yeah, that's it. Honestly, this album kind of drags in the second half. It ends here on side A with Year in Review, which is a solid song, and then it starts off side B with Bullet in the Brain. That's a good enough song, but it really doesn't pick up again until is the third to last track, 10 Lovers, which has, my biggest complaint with their last album, which I reviewed, Brothers, which is not their last album, but the last album I covered, was that it kind of slowed down in the second half and all songs sounded the same. And this was what I really thought was going to happen in this album, is that I like songs in the first half, and the second half it's going to kind of slow. My enthusiasm was going to, decrease as the songs go on. And then 10 Lovers comes. This is the third to last song, And the last two songs don't really do a lot for me, but this song has an awesome, awesome sort of disco vibe-ish. It's a little funky, but totally different sound from the rest of this album, I think. A shorter track, but still an awesome change of pace. And this is what I wanted to see them do, is mix up their style and not have the second half of their albums be very down-tempo. And that's, I think, was one of the things, their biggest... the biggest force working against them is that they pile all their hits early in the album, which is a very common trend for pop singers and stuff, which, you know, I was hoping the Black Keys would be able to overcome, but sadly they didn't. And that's honestly, I know this has been a short review, but for those of you who don't like these reviews, that's good for you. I honestly don't have much to say about this album. Like, it's a solid album, but not a lot of songs stick out of my head. I guess if you have to look out for any, look out for Weight of Love. That's a great song. In Time is a solid song. And then check out Bullet in the Brain and 10 Lovers. So those are both really good songs, especially from the Black Keys. Totally new sound here. So yeah, with that, I'm going to give this the same album, same rating as Brothers. I'm going to say this is a 7 out of 10. And a solid recommendation if you like the Black Keys and you want to see them tackle a psychedelic style. And especially a really awesome vinyl pressing. I love vinyls that come with CDs, posters, digital download codes, even an insert, you know, stylized sleeves, something extra that just, you know, feels like the purchase of vinyl has been warranted for me. So yeah, that was it, guys. Thank you for watching. Today was my last day of school, so I am pretty busy this summer. I do have a lot of trips until August, so July is going to be very spotty on album reviews. There might be a couple different locations, but hopefully I'll be able to post, you know, more than once or twice a week, a lot more, and burn through my collection so I can start talking about the newer stuff. Yeah, new releases. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and if you subscribed, that's awesome. Much appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys. Keep on spinning.